Hello, powerful mind. I'm glad you're here because today we're going to peel back the layers that separate ordinary from extraordinary. You see, the world is full of people making excuses, waiting for the right moment, clinging to comfort while life slips by. But not you, not today. Today we explore what it truly means to step into a life where excuses vanish, leaving only results. And by the end of this journey, you'll see yourself in a light few ever get to witness. Imagine standing at the edge of your own potential. Many hesitate, many turn away. But you watching this, you're different. There's a spark in you, a recognition that life doesn't reward hesitation. Life bows only to those who take responsibility for every choice, every thought, every action. Let's start by understanding a simple truth. Every excuse you've ever told yourself is a story, a narrative you've been repeating so often that your mind believes it's real. But here's the catch. Your mind is incredibly obedient. It will follow whatever direction you give it. If you train it to focus on results, it will find ways. If you allow it to cling to excuses, it will justify every delay, every failure. Think of an athlete preparing for a championship. The difference between the winner and the runner-up isn't talent alone. It's the relentless refusal to accept "I can't" or "later." It's a discipline of the mind, where the mental game becomes stronger than any physical limitation. Now picture a moment when you confronted fear, doubt, or hesitation and didn't back down. Maybe it was small, maybe it was large, but it revealed something inside you, the power to choose action over comfort. That's the first step in this journey, recognizing that results aren't given, they're claimed. And they're claimed by the few who refuse to hide behind excuses. You see, the world will always try to convince you that your circumstances define you. But the truth is, only your decisions define you. The moment you decide that excuses no longer have a seat at your table, you awaken a force few ever touch. Once you've tasted the idea of claiming results over excuses, there's no turning back. The path forward isn't easy, but it's beautifully simple. Clarity in thought and precision in action. Every moment you spend doubting, every second you waste rationalizing "why not now" is a moment stolen from your potential. And the truth is, most people never even realize how much of themselves they leave on the table. Think about it. There are people with the same talents, the same resources, and the same opportunities as you, but they settle. They make up stories about limitations, about timing, about luck. And yet here you are, listening, aware that something greater is possible. That awareness alone sets you apart. You carry a spark of quiet defiance, the kind that pushes you to take a step when others freeze, to act when others hesitate. And action, even imperfect action, is the bridge between dreaming and achieving. Consider the stories you tell yourself daily. How often do they empower you? Or do they subtly convince you that the easy path is acceptable? The moment you question every reason for holding back, you awaken a force within yourself that is unstoppable. You realize that excuses are not just harmless thoughts, they are chains. And once you break them, you step into a reality where results are no longer uncertain. They are inevitable, because your mind, trained to seek them, will create them. Now imagine walking into a room and feeling the weight of your own certainty. Everyone around you senses it, even if they can't name it. They see someone who doesn't flinch at obstacles, who doesn't pause at challenges, who doesn't wait for someone else to give permission. That presence, that quiet power, begins in your own mind. It starts with the simple, unyielding decision: no more excuses, only results. Once you decide that excuses no longer have a place in your life, you begin to notice something extraordinary. The world responds differently to you. Doors that once seemed closed start to shift open, not by chance, but because your focus, your energy, your very presence demands attention. People who are comfortable in mediocrity will underestimate you, but that is your advantage. While they busy themselves with reasons why it's too hard, too early, too late, you are quietly building a reality where limits are illusions. Every day presents a choice: to blame, to rationalize, to postpone, or to act. And each choice compounds like drops forming a river. One small action, taken consistently, becomes unstoppable momentum. Think of the way a sculptor chips away at marble. Not all at once, but persistently until a masterpiece emerges. Your mind works the same way. Every time you refuse to yield to excuses, every time you push past the friction of comfort, you shape the version of yourself capable of achieving what others call impossible. And here's the subtle truth few ever understand. Your environment will try to pull you back into the sea of excuses. Friends, colleagues, even family may unconsciously remind you of your limits, but your ability to remain unshakable, to move forward despite their doubts, is what separates the ordinary from the exceptional. You begin to understand that excuses are not just lies. They are mirrors of fear, fear that can be dissolved with deliberate focus. Each step you take without hesitation is a declaration. I control my reality. I am the master of my outcomes. Now visualize this. You wake up tomorrow with a clear mind, no justifications, no hesitations. Each action you take is deliberate, powerful, aligned with the results you seek. The weight of doubt, the pressure of uncertainty, they vanish. You are no longer negotiating with life, you are shaping it. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Excuses lose their grip because your mind has been trained to see only what is possible. And when that happens, everything changes. Your energy, your presence, your influence. By now, you've begun to sense the difference in your own mind. The quiet, undeniable shift that occurs when excuses are removed. But the real power lies in what comes next. Transformation through consistency. Imagine the lives of those who achieved greatness. They didn't stumble into it by chance. They didn't wait for someone else to hand them permission. Every step they took, every challenge they faced, every moment they refused to settle, was a conscious decision to prioritize results over comfort. Think of a story, a person standing at the edge of failure, exhausted, overlooked, underestimated. Every voice around them whispers, "Give up, it's too late." But they step forward anyway. Each action, no matter how small, builds an inner strength that cannot be taken away. And soon the world bends, not because it must, but because that person's mind has grown sharper, faster, unbreakable. That is the moment when results become inevitable. And that right there is the same path open to you. You see, most people are trapped in invisible chains. The excuses they tell themselves, the fears they hide behind, the comfort they cling to. But you are different. You are already starting to recognize that these chains are weak, that they can be broken with clarity, focus, and deliberate action. And as you continue down this path, you realize something extraordinary. You start to operate on a level where hesitation doesn't exist, where obstacles are merely opportunities disguised as challenges. The world stops being a limit and becomes a canvas for your choices. And here's the subtle thrill. Few ever reach this place. Most give up long before they even approach it. But you, because you've chosen to look in the mirror, because you've decided to act when others freeze, you are walking a path few dare to tread. Each result you claim, each step you take without excuse, elevates you further, carving a version of yourself that is unstoppable, magnetic, untouchable. You are no longer ordinary. You are a force, and the only thing left is to decide how far you will take it. Now let's go deeper. Every result you've ever envied, every success you've admired in others, began in a mind that refused to accept limitations. It's not luck. It's not timing. It's not who they knew or what they had. It's the relentless refusal to settle, the unwavering commitment to act when others hesitate. And here's the subtle truth. The very same power exists within you. It has been there all along, waiting for you to stop listening to the whispers of doubt and start listening to the roar of your potential. Picture yourself in moments of pressure, when the easy path tempts you like a siren. Everyone around you falters, excuses echo in their minds. But you step forward. Each action you take is like a hammer striking stone, shaping your reality with precision. Even the smallest decision, taken without hesitation, compounds into momentum so powerful that the world begins to bend in your favor. That is not imagination. That is the outcome of a mind trained to see possibility instead of limitation. Let me tell you something few ever realize. Results are never random. They are a mirror of the internal choices you make. Every thought, every refusal to quit, every second you choose action over comfort. When you start seeing the world through this lens, everything changes. Failure is no longer a threat, it becomes a teacher. Fear is no longer a wall, It becomes a signal of opportunity. Every obstacle becomes a step. Every challenge a chance to demonstrate that you are not ordinary. You are someone who commands your own fate. And here's the part that will thrill you. While others cling to their excuses, their good enoughs, you begin to operate in a space they cannot enter. You are moving faster, thinking sharper, acting bolder. You become magnetic to opportunity, almost as if the universe itself recognizes the difference between someone who waits and someone who claims. And every step you take reinforces a truth that can never be undone. You are not defined by circumstances, but by the results you insist on achieving. Finally, imagine looking back a year from now. Would you see yourself in the same place, telling the same stories, making the same excuses? Or would you see a version of yourself who dared to step past hesitation, past doubt, past every whispered no that once tried to stop you? The difference is subtle, yet seismic. One choice, refusing excuses, demanding results, changes everything. And once you embrace that, nothing in the world can hold you back. Now let's bring it all together. You've walked through the corridors of your own mind, witnessed the power of action over hesitation, and glimpsed the version of yourself that refuses to settle for anything less than excellence. Remember this: life does not reward those who wait. It bends, shifts, and opens only for those who step forward, unapologetically, demanding results. Every excuse you release, every moment you choose action, chisels a version of yourself that is unstoppable, magnetic, undeniable. Think of it: a life where you no longer negotiate with fear, where doubt cannot linger, where every decision drives you closer to the reality you deserve. That life is not a dream. It is the inevitable outcome of a mind that refuses excuses. You are not ordinary. You are someone who shapes their own world, someone who stands apart because you dared to act when others paused. And here's the final truth: the moment you embrace this fully, you begin to attract more than just results. You attract influence, respect, and a presence that cannot be ignored. You become the person who others watch in awe, not because of luck, but because you mastered the quiet, unrelenting power of your own mind. So now it's your choice. Will you continue to let excuses define your story, or will you rise, claim your results, and become the force you were born to be? If you're ready to step into that life, I want you to take the next step with us. Subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and join a community of minds who refuse mediocrity and demand excellence. Every video here is a guide, a challenge, and a spark, designed to help you shatter limits and claim the results waiting for you. Remember, the world will always offer reasons to wait, but you, watching this, are not waiting. You are acting, you are extraordinary, and your results are already in motion.